Let's talk about Flatsome's Mega Menu. Before we continue, I need to preface this with, well, this is less of a mega menu, more of a multiple columns menu. And if you want to know how to make this image and get it all nicely over here, check out my other video, the link's right up top, and I'll walk you through all the steps on how to make a menu and how to size it and all those fun things. Why did I say that this is a simple columns menu and not a mega menu? Well, because a mega menu would have a lot more features. You can have graphics here, images, animations, you can have menus inside of menus, you can have a whole bunch of complex things inside these menus, even direct product links and direct products in here. That's not what this is. This is just a little bit more of a complicated menu setup where you can have multiple columns and an image in any of these columns that you want. First, some limitations. Yes, we can have multiple columns. Here I have 3 columns, slightly incorrectly sized, but that's another point. I have 3 columns here, and you can have more. You can have 5, 6, etc. But don't go too far, because there's only so much screen real estate you have from here, the left side, all the way to this right side. There's only so much space that you have. So plan these things out. It's really, really important. Some people think, oh yeah, I'll have these nice long menus and show everything. It's not what you're going for here. The whole point of a menu is that it's quick, concise, and you can get to where you need to. So let's first start by setting up this kind of structure. The image here, don't worry about that image, but let's just set up the columns for now and start there. So this is how the menu looks like. I have my main home link here, a cart menu, and a shop. So that was my home, cart, and shop. These two are just regular old links, and here's the home link. Now the columns menu, if we can call it that, is made up of children and children of children. The main children are this one, and this one. So my fun dummy, the middle one, and my silly image. That would be this. See, my fun dummy, the middle one, and my image over here. And in order to get the items looking down like this, in little columns, these are the children. So this is my finished product. Let me recreate this with you and create a brand new menu item and take you through the process of creating this. To create this new menu with you, I'm going to use custom links because it'll be a little bit easier for me. So let's start by creating a main menu item. Let's call it custom offers. Let's just call it something like that. So we're adding it here, and just to show you how this works, let's save that. So here's my little custom offers. It's a regular old menu for now. Let's give it some children. So go to custom links again. Let's add custom main child 1. Let me just copy that over. And let's add another one, a second child. And let's add a third child. I'm going to do 3 columns here. Again, you can have more. So to make these children, we simply take our mouse and we click and drag the item over. See how the outline kind of pops over to the right? So we do that. So there are my 3 items there. So let's save. Let me show you what happens now. We reload the page and we have our little menu. Nothing special so far, right? And that's not what we want. What we want is the columns menu. So let's add subchildren. So I'm going to do this a little bit quickly. So let me make some, let's see, child 1. So let me just copy and paste these over. I'm going to make, let's say, 2 children per column. That should be fair. 2 children sounds like a good number, I think. So let's have that. This is going to be child 3. That's going to be child 4. Click add. Let's see, child 5. And child 6. All right. So now we have our subchildren. Now, this again, we just click and drag and we move them under the column we want them to be in. Sometimes it kind of jumps too far or in the wrong place. Just move it over to the correct spot. See how it jumped too far? Just try to move it over so it's correct like that. And if it's not wanting to move over correctly for you, just move it back to the bottom somewhere and then try again. And let's move these quickly over here. There we go. Save. And now let's see what we have. Ta-da! Our items. Simply, that's all we had to do. We just had to add children and subchildren. That's it. Or I guess another way to put it would be children and then children of that child. Now, things to note. These header items are always going to be bold in the default Flatsome setup. Yes, you can change it with CSS, but by default, they are going to be bold and in this kind of color. And children are kind of spaced like this. If you guys have watched any of my videos, I kind of messed around with the menu. So my stuff is a little bit differently laid out and aligned, so don't worry about that. Normally, it would be properly spaced out and all those fun things. So what do we do from here? Well, if we have our children, we can not really make children of children. So I just moved things over so there's subchildren. So let me show you what happens then. Let's refresh this page. See, you can't have submenus. This is why this is not a mega menu per se. It's a simple columns menu. Yes, these, as you saw, have children under them, but we can't see them because that'll be like another drop-down menu within the drop-down menu. It doesn't work with Flatsome. That's okay. Now, I promised you also, let's move this back, that we can add labels. What kind of labels? Well, we can have new, popular, and those kind of fun things. And we can also customize that via CSS some more. And I'll get to that in the next video, especially for the students. But let me show you how to add the default items. So I'm going to add, for now, one per each child just to show you the basics of how this works. Let's start with subchild 1. As you see, I've expanded this child item, and you might notice I have a few extra things over here. And yeah, I do, because we have to have that one to add the image menu over here, the image item I had over here, and also to add the cool little labels. The image item thing we had to add something here and something here. To add the labels, we simply have to give it a CSS class, so it draws those extra labels, because those are added in just via CSS, which is why we can change them easily. So if you don't see CSS class and description, simply scroll all the way up to screen options and make sure that show advanced menu properties. CSS classes and description are both checked. There's no need to resave. As soon as they're checked, they're always going to be on for you here. Then simply close that and you'll have this. Now, there are 4 default extra labels you can have. I'm going to show you 3 for now. First, we have label hot. That means it's going to show up this thing's hot. It's going to be a nice little red color. Then we have label sale. Something's for sale. It's going to be probably an orangish color. And let's see what else we got. Popular. Or actually, no, let's not do popular. That's the other one, by the way. Label popular, and we have label new. The 4th one is label popular. So if you want popular instead, it will be popular. But instead, I'm going to use label new. And for this, let's save and show you what I mean by labels. Refresh the page that we're looking at. And see, hot, sale, new. I have different colors because of my theme settings, and you'll have your own colors depending on what kind of colors you set in your theme. These are mine. By default, you'll have orange for sale, like darker orange. Hot would be this kind of color, actually. Popular would be a green color, and new would be the default blue. As you can see, I kind of have red as my accent color here instead, and orange. So you'll have different colors depending on what you set in your theme settings. And so actually, let me just show you that 4th one. Let's put it here. Label popular. Let's save, refresh. And that's the 4th one. Now all of this, and there it is, and that's a little green button. All of this can be controlled via CSS. So I don't know if I can show you via CSS at the moment, because this is the code. And we can play around with all those fun things. And I guess I can't. I'd have to find the exact CSS for you. But this all, as you see, is just adding a CSS class. So all you would have to do to change this, change the color specifically, or change how this looks like. Maybe you want it to glow. Maybe you want to add a border. Maybe you want to move up and down, added some animations, whatever you want. That's all done via CSS. All you would have to do is find this CSS class in the default CSS that Flatsome comes with and change it or make a copy. And you could make a copy and just call it popular2, whatever you want, and use that instead. That's all that is. So that's it really for the, I was about to say mega menu, but that's it for the columns menu in Flatsome. We have columns which are simply created by making children and then giving it children of children. And we can add labels, at least these are the 4 default ones without doing something custom, by simply adding a CSS class to it, which is called label popular, label new, label sale, and label new, sale, popular, and hot. There we go. So that's what we have over here. Our 4 little items there. Ta-da! And that's it. There's not much else to it. Columns and children of children and labels. That's what you got out of the Flatsome columns mini mega menu. And if you're looking for a true mega menu, by the way, join up for the Flatsome Academy, where I teach you how to do that. But also, if you kind of want it done simpler, you can use something like UberMenu, though it does require a little bit of code, and I'll be doing that in another free video for you guys here on YouTube. So wait for that when it's out. I'll post a link here in the description. But here you go. Columns, children of children, and CSS classes. That's all you have really here in Flatsome. I think it's pretty cool. You can also add images, which are linkable. So check out that video if you want to know how to do that one. And that's it. Good luck.